Today on Smackey's Garage, we're going to be replacing the throttle blades on the bottom of my Holley 750 Ultra double pumper. I'm moving back to running a choke on my 69 Mustang, and one of the things I want to do before I put that on is I want to replace out the throttle blades on this Ultra 750 behind me. Now the reason why I'm doing this is because I drilled holes in it. I kind of want to play around with those hole sizes. So what I'm going to do is we're actually going to try to replace the throttle blades on it. It's doable. It says you can do it on the Holley website, and they give you a good set of instructions, but we're going to go ahead, we're going to walk through it, and we're going to go step by step through their instructions. We're going to see how it works, maybe see if there's any tips that you guys can get from this before you try to attempt it. Now, what's really challenging with these throttle blades to replace them is the fact that they're staked in. So they distort the bottom of the threads on it, so you can't just unscrew them out. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna have to file that off. You know, there's probably some machine tools that I could use to take it out, but we're gonna file them because that's what they suggest at Holley, and we're gonna go ahead and try to put them back together. I did buy some of the tools that they recommend. If they all work out, I'll link them down in the description below, and we'll see which ones work the best. So let's go ahead, let's start taking this carburetor apart to get to these throttle blades. All right, so let's go ahead and look at what we have here. So we have our Holley 750 that we're gonna be taking apart. And then we have our kit here, which I will also link below. But this is a throttle plate kit steel. Now, before you go ahead and do this, you should probably take some measurements on this to figure out what size ones of these you actually need. Now, for this one, we'll take a look at it, but you can see for these, it has these 4 holes drilled in them, which I did myself. And you can see directly here, each screw is staked. So each one of these is gonna have to be filed down, machined down. Now, the first thing we're gonna do is we're actually gonna take this throttle plate off because we don't wanna get more junk in the carburetor while we're doing this. So big Phillips head screwdriver here and here. Now these screws on the bottom should be nice and easy to take out. There's only 6 of them. They're not in there too tight. So just go ahead and loosen all and remove all of them. All right, now I can just slip it off. And there we go, we have our throttle plate. When we're done with it, we're gonna end up cleaning everything off. But you can see all of these here are pretty gross and need to be cleaned either way. As well as the carburetor. The carburetor needs to be pretty well cleaned up. So I'm gonna end up taking this, completely cleaning it before it goes back together. Now to do this, what I'm going to do is pretty much find a way to hold this in the open position like this, so I can get to each one of these to file down. All right, so my way of holding this in position is I just use a zip tie to hold, I think this is the kick down lever, up here. So this is gonna be held so that these are going to be open and I can file them. So I'll probably end up keeping my hand here and doing that. Now, I did end up mounting this in my vise, and if you're going to mount it and you don't do it by hand or hold it while you're doing it, I put 2 thick pieces of duct tape on either side just so that the surface does not get damaged, and I really didn't tighten it up that much. But okay, now we can get to the filing. Now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna file some of this off. I'm not gonna file too much of it off to start. I think what they tell you to do is go almost all the way down, but what I'm gonna do, what I think I'm gonna try is actually just filing off where it is staked versus trying to file it all the way down to this rod. So I'm gonna go ahead, we're gonna file that little piece off. Now, when I do this, what I am doing is I'm making sure that I have one hand on this side of the file, one hand on this side of the file, so there's no chance that the file slips out of my hand and hits this anodized piece, because that's the part that you don't want to damage. That's the part that's a lot more expensive to replace. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish these up, and then we're gonna go ahead and see if we can get them out. All right, now with a lot of those filed down, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna see what I can do with the Phillips head to see if I can get those out. Now, I was able to take out pretty much all the bolts without much of a problem, but one of the things you're going to note is if they do get bound up, there's a good chance they're going to break. Now, here we are. We are pretty much ready to be cleaned up and go back together. Now, one of the things that could happen when you're doing this is you could break a bolt. It does happen pretty often. I believe the screws are actually brass, so they're really easy to file, they're really easy to drill into, but because of that, they're also really easy to break. Now, when they do break, all you need to do is take a 1/16 inch drill bit, drill a tiny pilot hole in there. You don't need to go all the way through. and then you can take an easy out. I'll link the ones that I use in the description that I've used on this in the past to take out the bolts or screws when they do break. You know, if they do get stuck in there and you end up breaking it, not the end of the world, really easy to get out. So let's go ahead, clean this up with carburetor cleaner, and then get back to reassembly. All right, so now that we have this all cleaned up and the carburetor body all cleaned up, we can go ahead and start getting ready to get everything back together again. And to do that, we're gonna take a look at this and we're gonna put the plates on. All right, so to put this together, what the instructions call for are to take all the numbers and the letter that's printed on this plate, and we're gonna make sure that it's pointing down and in towards the engine. I'm gonna go ahead, put all these in place, and then we're gonna go ahead and start slowly tightening the screws up. Okay, so what I'm going to do first, now that I have all these plates in place, is I'm gonna check to make sure that all the screws fit. Now, I believe the screws are 832, check it on my thread checker. I'm gonna go ahead, screw them in, just make sure there's no burrs, no issues on it, that I wanna make sure I don't have to run a tap through it. But after I check that, we're gonna end up using Loctite 290 to hold them into place. So let's go ahead and get that going. One of the things you'll notice is the hole size for them isn't exactly round. It's more rectangular to give you a little bit of adjustment in it. We need to make sure that these are not binding at all when they get installed in the car. So I did end up having to run a tap through them. These are brass screws, so they're highly likely to get damaged if they get caught up. So it's good practice just to make sure this is clean. So the instructions call for adding 1 drop of 290 to each screw, which we're going to do. It asks us to snug them up and then turn them out a half a turn. So we need to make sure that nothing's binding when we pull this together. Now the instructions want us to lightly close the throttle, open and close 6 times so they get seated in the bore. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then tighten all the screws. Now you're going to want to play with this throttle a lot and go bore by bore, loosen it up, retighten it, make sure there's no binding at all. After everything's tightened up and you're sure that there's no binding at all, you're gonna go ahead and open this and close this 10 times quickly, check for any binding at all. It's incredibly important that you make sure that there's no binding on these plates at all. Now, after we go ahead and do that, we're gonna hold this up against the light. We're gonna look, make sure that we can see light evenly across each one of the throttle bores. And if not, we're gonna have to reposition them again. So looking at mine, we've actually done pretty good where it is even all the way around each one. Now it's important that you inspect every single one for any sort of binding or unevenness. Now they all look good except for one, which I think I'm gonna move over a little bit to the right. Now one of the things you can do is you can put your phone under it with a light on, and by doing this, you can move it around and check to make sure that the rings, there's enough room on every side. You can see here, everything is pretty well spread out. Now for the last step, you need to go ahead and you need to stake every single one of these screws. And as we were talking about earlier, staking is when you deform the threads so that they cannot back out anymore. All right, now to stake it, I'm gonna end up using these pair of vice grips. And so they're duckbill, they're not gonna damage anything because you can get them around. You gotta really squeeze it tight to get a good pattern on there. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do this to all 4 of those. So the whole point of staking them is really to damage the threads so that they can't back out. So any way you wanna do it, go ahead and do it. This is hard, it takes a lot of force. You really gotta clamp down on it, but it doesn't damage anything, which is good. So make sure that you stake your threads. Another way you can destroy the threads is by using a small punch and a small hammer. Remember, these are brass screws, I believe, so they're very light. You don't wanna hit it too hard because you don't wanna damage anything else, but you can damage the screws that way. Now I'm gonna play with this a little bit more after I've done all this, make sure everything's still moving smoothly. Then I can go ahead and put the gasket on it, put it back in the carburetor. Thanks for tuning in today on Smackey's Garage. I'll see you next time.